In area news impacting us this Thursday morning, January 19th, 2017. Caribou City Manager has put in his resignation. Austin Blees has served as city manager over the past 4.5 years for Caribou. He accepted a managerial position in the city of Jersey Village in Texas. Blees said he is leaving with mixed emotions and will miss his friends and co-workers in Caribou, but he is looking forward to the opportunities in Texas. Looking back on his tenure as city manager, he believes a lot of great work was done to pave the road for Caribou to move forward, and there are a lot of great people in Caribou that want to do great things for the city. Blees' resignation will formally be accepted at the next city council meeting. His last day will be March 3rd. U.S. Senators Susan Collins and Angus King welcomed members of the Pride of Madawaska band to Washington, D.C. yesterday. The middle school and high school students traveled from Aroostook County to the nation's capital to participate in the 2017 presidential inauguration. In a joint statement, Senators Collins and King said, "We are so glad that these talented students have this opportunity to visit our nation's capital, and we are extremely proud that they will be representing the state of Maine in this year's inauguration festivities." King and Collins added that the fact that the Pride of Madawaska will be one of just 12 bands performing at the inauguration concert reflects the band's members' hard work and countless hours of practice. The Pride of Madawaska has been the concert and marching band of the Madawaska Middle High School since 1953. The group is currently led by band director Ben Micklejohn. The band will be performing at the welcome concert at the Lincoln Memorial today. They will play Maine's official march, Dirigo March, along with Born Free and Main Street America. In an effort to assist local business owners in the community, the town of Madawaska offers 6 grants annually to qualifying businesses to provide matching funds up to $1,000 per business. The object of the grant is to use a small amount of the loan funds as an assistance to private and development efforts. Madawaska's Economic and Marketing Director, Susan Parody, said in the past 10 years we have assisted 40 to 50 businesses with these matching funds. They are very popular with our new startups in the community. According to the program guidelines, all matching fund requests range from $500 to $1,000 and are authorized by the Board of Selectmen. It is a matching grant program, so applicants must spend the equivalent dollar amount of their grant request. In other news, a Maine man convicted of killing his girlfriend and her 2 children faces 25 years to life in prison when he's sentenced. Keith Coleman of Garland is due to be sentenced today for the deaths of 36-year-old Christina Sargent, 10-year-old Dwayne Koch, and 8-year-old Destiny Sargent. Police say Coleman told them that he chased down and strangled the children because they witnessed their mother's death. The bodies were found December 20th of 2014. Coleman was convicted of 3 counts of murder and 1 count of sexual assault. Coleman's defense attorney has said she intends to appeal the verdict to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court. Edmundston is expecting 180 new jobs this spring when Sears Canada opens their business service center. Premier Brian Gallant says the jobs at the Edmundston Center will include business services agents, team leads, information technology support, human resources personnel, administrative support, and managers. Recruitment and training is underway, with the center scheduled to be taking calls in May. Opportunities New Brunswick, which worked with Sears Canada to choose a location for the center, will contribute $2.2 million through a combination of payroll rebates and loans. The Department of Post-Secondary Education, Training, and Labor will provide $458,000 through the One Job Pledge initiative, and the Regional Development Corporation will contribute $850,000. The government estimates these 180 new jobs will increase the provincial GDP by $8.9 million annually. Sears Canada currently employs 418 people in New Brunswick through its 4 full-line stores, 4 hometown stores, and 22 online merchandise pickup locations. Kodiak RCMP are searching for a woman who may be armed and her male accomplice after a convenience store robbery in Moncton yesterday evening. Police were called to the store on Mill Road just after 6:30. Police say a woman with her face covered and armed with what appeared to be a handgun held up the store and took an undisclosed amount of money. Police say she was accompanied by a man. Police said The pair fled on foot. As we continue our series featuring people who make us look good, let's resume our conversation with Glenna Johnson Smith of Presque Isle. Glenna was born in 1920 in Hancock County. She moved to Aroostook when she was 21 to become a potato farmer's wife in Easton. But now, 76 years later, one can still detect traces of her down east accent as she tells her stories.
You ever hear of a cereus? It was a plant that blossomed every 100 years, I think. When you had one in the family, you waited for it to blossom, and everybody for miles around got together because it blossomed in the night and then died before morning. It was just a one-night thing. I can remember, and it smelled heavenly. But it blossomed in the evening. Everybody in our village was there watching it. Then it died before morning. Didn't have much of a life.
These are typical of the tales Glenna Johnson Smith would write about, the social history of the people and times that surrounded her long life. She is 96 years old now.
We had a man in our village who was an old bachelor, and he was grimy and greasy and black, and the only thing he did was pitch horseshoes. And then he cleaned himself up and bought a car, and he got himself a mail-order wife. We always called her his Sears Roebuck wife, but it wasn't Sears Roebuck, but it was an advertisement in a magazine. And so when he went up to Tunk Station to pick her up, she came on the train. They'd never seen each other. I can't imagine. They had a good marriage, stayed married.
Writing stories has been a big part of Glenna's life, whether for Echoes magazine, the 2 books that she wrote and were published after she turned 90, or for various groups she has belonged to over the years. Glenna Johnson Smith has been the light of many a writer's life in Aroostook County, and we'll conclude our visit with her tomorrow morning at the same time. Finally, the Canadian dollar is trading at 75.29 cents U.S., and the U.S. dollar is trading at $1.32.81 Canadian. Well, you've just been uploaded. This is Channel X News, where news matters more.